During this year's QuakeCon, Bethesda not so stealthily dropped id Software's seminal Quake 2 onto modern consoles and PCs. This re-release of one of the defining FPSs of a generation shared the same level of love that Bethesda, id Software, and Night Dive Studios and Machine Games have lavished on id shooters since the re-release of Doom and Doom 2 a couple years back. Bethesda weren't content to simply throw out upscaled versions of the games, instead choosing to let the developers jump into the games and modify them to better suit modern gaming standards and technologies, without sacrificing any of the game design and identity that have made id Software's groundbreaking FPS so iconic and relevant. And now, with Quake 2, which we were all expecting after last year's surprise Quake stealth drop, has received the same love, care, and attention to detail. Now, Quake 2 isn't a remaster as much as it's an enhanced edition of the original game, now running on Night Dive Studios' Quake engine. The visual flourishes you would expect are all here. First, there's the high resolution that the game is running at, along with a 4K 120Hz mode. Then there are the higher resolution textures and models that all look gorgeously updated, and still somewhat pixelated. You'll understand what I mean when you take a look at any door in the game. Night Dive even dove into id's archives to improve enemy animation, restore cut content, while also improving the enemy AI. Visual upgrades, beyond the higher texture resolution, include improved lighting, dynamic shadows, glow maps, and more. You've got depth of field, bloom lighting, motion blur, and an FOV slider, along with numerous other enhancements to make this 26-year-old game look rather gorgeous and crisp. As with those other id re-releases, this version of Quake 2 comes with more than enough gameplay content to keep you hooked for ages. You've got the original campaign, its 2 expansions, The Reckoning and Ground Zero, along with an entirely new expansion created specifically for this release by Machine Games, Call of the Machine. And finally, from a gameplay perspective, for me, there's the highlight of Quake 2 64 along for the ride as well. As with Doom 64, Quake 2 64 is an entirely new campaign, and this was my first port of call once I booted up this release. Worry not though if you prefer to game with friends, as Quake 2 comes with both local and online multiplayer that includes co-op, deathmatch, team deathmatch, and capture the flag modes. And if you don't have any friends to jam with, or possibly just a few, you can chuck in AI components for both deathmatch modes. Oh, and there's full crossplay support too. Rounding out the package is a dive into id's development vault that features plenty of behind-the-scenes material, from concept art to promotional material for enthusiasts to dig through, like playable demos. All in all, it's pretty stuffed with content and comes in at a ridiculously low price. But does jumping into the shoes of gaming's unluckiest Marines taking the fight to the strong still stand up today? The answer to that question is a resounding hell yes. Quake 2 is just as fast and furious as it's ever been, and, quite frankly, puts many modern FPS to shame with its sheer addictive playability and excellent level design. Enemies are aggressive, the sound effects are amazing, and the weapons, especially the super shotgun, is utterly fantastic. Hell, those many nuclear polygon explosions are still just as amazing as ever. Quake 2 and its original expansions are still fantastic, while Call of the Machine drops you into the deep end right from the get-go, so you better be prepared. And then there's Quake 64, still my favourite version of Quake, and it's just as jaw-droppingly fun as ever, even if its smaller levels make it seem more compact today. Overall, all these games still hold up today just as they did on release, and it's a testament to id's design genius and Night Dive Studios understanding what needs to be done with some TLC and where to apply it. The new coat of paint over the visuals, small as they may be, makes the game look rather lovely, while the tweaks to the basement AI breathe new life into the combat, both in the campaign and multiplayer modes. When you combine stunningly smooth technical performance and gameplay with a wealth of content, you have the definitive version of Quake 2 in one easy package.